Good morning.
Good afternoon.
All right, good evening. We got all three in there. Welcome to being here. I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia. Being here.
And you know what?
No.
You can never do enough.
Not for your mind, not for that voice in your head, not for
No.
the ideas you have about the right way to be. You can never do enough.
But what if you aren't that voice?
Well, now that
You're
creates
the
possibility.
one
Who listens
or
to that voice?
you can listen to what's happening in the world around you, which happens to be us right now.
Great.
Listening is hearing what someone, in this case, myself and Shia, have to say, and then our guests. And you don't have to add anything, subtract anything, think about what's being said.
So we're not going to try to fix you or change you or make you better. We've got this strange idea that you're already perfect exactly as you are. And the only one who doesn't know that is you.
All right. I love that.
And if you listen,
yes,
you may discover that, and you see, no two things can occupy you at the same time. So if you actually listen, you'll leave you alone for a while. And that's could be transformational. Instantaneously transformational.
Oh, this was fun.
Yes.
Can we take our first guest?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Please.
Tanya, welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from, please.
Hi, guys. I am zooming in from Oxford in England.
Oxford in England. Yes, welcome to being here.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Nice to hear you also.
Yes.
You have such a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, I really like this topic. I feel like I've heard you guys say you can never do enough for your mind. But I forget it.
Of course you do. But you see, that's because you mistake you for that voice in your head that you listen to, that you think is you, and we're calling the mind.
Yeah.
And why I'm saying the mind, because we all have the mind. It may have different variations. It's like the accent from different parts of the country. But it's the same mind.
Your English and our English sounds decidedly different, but it's still the mind. And of course, we have people who listen and English is not their native language. So whatever language you speak, or languages, because our friend Vin speaks many.
7, I believe.
I think he's fluent in 7 now. So,
wow.
Yeah. So he gets to have a mind in many languages.
And it speaks to him in many languages. But what it says may not be the truth or accurate, you see. And it's repetitive. And it says the same things over again, slightly differently. So it sounds as though it's new.
And it's repetitive. And it says things over slightly differently. So it sounds like it's new.
And it's repetitive. And it says
things over
slightly different. So it sounds
like it's new.
That's right. Okay. So we've established that. But here's the thing. We also have to establish that you are not the voice you listen to. And you've listened to this voice as long as you've been around, as long as you've had language. So by age 2, most children are capable of language. So by age 2, you're starting the recording that is going to be the primer for the way you view life going forward in time, because the child repeats it over and over as well, or the mind repeats itself.
You know, when we get started on Zoom, it says recording in progress. You know, every time you open your eyes, it's like recording in progress. And then it talks to you. And then if it's normal, it says, you know, a better me would not forget that this is just my mind and I
Yes.
would not. Yes, but that's the recording. That's the mind.
Yeah.
You perfectly forget when you do, and you perfectly remember when you do, that you're not that. You're perfect.
See, and the harder you try to do it right, the more difficult it becomes.
Because anything you judge, resist, don't want, try to get away from, try to get better than,
How to get over.
you're stuck to.
That's right. So, perfect example. I got a new fly rod. I'm out on the river with this new 200 fly rod yesterday, casting, and it casts okay, but it's not, I can't do it right enough. I've been watching videos of these really expert spey casters that can cast a fly rod 150 feet, and I can only cast about 100 feet. And so, 100 feet is plenty enough to catch fish. But
Yes.
but 150 feet would be better, more, better, different is the mind.
It's really funny.
No, tell me.
Not too long ago, we have a friend, Eric. He's a native New Yorker. And when he gets upset, his vocal intonation really changes. So I was listening to it the other day and he's going, I can't, and it was like, wow, Eric, you must, it's something I've noticed. When you just said, I can't get it to go far enough, it was like the original download of your vocal patterning emerged. It was so much fun. The early little kid, I can't do this.
It's my dyslexia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as a kid, I couldn't memorize spelling. It was like I would say it over and over. I'd say it out loud over and over. And 5 minutes later, it was completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that way with learning anything new, in that the mind says, oh, this is just like. And it is, because your word becomes law in your universe. What you think becomes your reality.
Isn't it absolutely amazing that you can recognize when you do that those are just thoughts and have nothing to do with you? So much of the world has no clue that that's just a conversation, a download.
You see, most people think that that voice they listen to is them. And that voice tells you you can't do it enough to be completely okay being you. So, you have a degree?
I do.
What kind of degree do you have?
I have a Bachelor's of Arts in Human Sciences, and I have a Master's in Public Health Nutrition.
Yeah, see, you got 2 degrees.
But
you don't have a doctorate. See, and you think that. You think you need that for credibility.
Dr. Tanya.
Oh, that's so true. I'm next week. I'm not next week. I'm going to Washington to present at a conference, and everyone else in the session. No, that's not true. Not everyone else, but most people there have doctorates.
That's right.
So
that gives them credibility, right, rather than your experience is your truth. See, what you experience becomes your reality. It's true. That's where truth lives, in the moment, in the experience, in what's true for you in this moment, not what's true for you from what you've learned, but what you experience, you see. There's a real difference between book learning and the experience of being alive.
Yeah. You know, when you said, isn't it amazing that sometimes I am aware that my thoughts are not me? That really is the miracle, the miracle of what you guys do. I'm just so grateful to have that ability to sometimes see that it's my thoughts are not me.
Well, you have the ability to all the time see, but sometimes you don't want it.
Sometimes it's inconvenient.
That's right. It's an inconvenient truth.
Right.
Hey, you know, have you ever like with your boyfriend or with your daughter, your mom, you know, those are three very close
Oh.
people to you. You have like a thought that goes by that if it came out your mouth, you'd really regret it. Like something that's biting or scathing or nasty or grumpy.
Yeah.
And you can
Unkind.
unkind. And you can see it pass by the window of the mind and go, ooh, I'm not going to say that. Like it's not true. It's a thought. And you recognize, wow, I must be upset. Rather than actually say that biting thing.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have that? Or am I just laying that on you?
Well, I do have that. Just my mind went to this morning where I feel like some of it came out with my daughter.
Well, daughters will do that.
Right.
They will press the buttons to get your attention, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I was going to say something to you about this idea. See, you live in Cambridge, I mean, Oxford, but it's the same. Whether it be Cambridge or Oxford, it's the seat of knowledge in England. It is the capital of the intelligentsia, where having a doctorate means a lot more than in
Devon.
I was going to say Cornwall, and I don't even know.
To each other, those two places. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I read your mind as to a place where the doctorate wouldn't matter, but you know, you're in the center of the intelligentsia of the Great Britain, and there people awe their minds. They are the internal conversation they listen to, and it is real to them, as though the thought went by and that's true, rather than, oh, that was an interesting thought that just went by.
Yeah.
What if you're not your thoughts? What if thoughts are like the radio station you listen to?
Can you forgive yourself for having been short-tempered this morning?
This, by the way, is only audio. So your smile of recognition did not translate.
They're like, oh, she's thinking about that.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was just perfect.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about my cat. My cat. It's our cat, clearly, but when I'm interacting with her,
she's mine.
My cat. So this morning, she's laying somewhere, and I went over to pet her, and she was irritated that I disturbed her, so she mouthed me. You know, it wasn't like a bite, but it was like, you know, her teeth are sharp, so she grabbed my arm, like and I'm like, oh, you're going to bite me? And so I actually gave her my arm more. And so she bit again. And I'm like, okay, I get the message. I'll leave you alone. And I realized that for whatever reason, I evoked that response from her. Either she was having a bad moment, or I wasn't paying attention. She didn't want to be disturbed, or I was only half there when I petted her. The why of it doesn't matter. And then I can either be like, oh, I have to be a better kitty mama. I irritated my poor daughter. Or I can move on to the next thing. And
Well, as far as your daughter is concerned, she's in puberty. Her hormones are going completely bonkers right now. What is she, 14, 15?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. Her hormones are going completely bonkers.
and you're inconvenient and she wants you at the same time.
Yeah, yes.
So
It
how can I
really
get
feels
mom to
like that. It's
thinking?
being
Yeah.
like grabbed and pulled in and then shoved away and then grabbed and pulled in and shoved away.
It's part of the growing up process, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But you can either personalize it. And oh, by the way, so in these moments, she's very much a machine. See, she's very much run by her thoughts, her hormones. That stuff is pushing.
Well, last week's episode was called Artificial Unintelligence. How sometimes you're run by a program, and the program can be one that you learned, but also can be the genetic download that at this time everything is mixed up for both you as a mom and her as a.
Well, look, when I was in my teenage years, you'd never think I'd turn into the man I have become. It would have been impossible. There was just too much.
I think my mom said something like having kids is revenge for having been a child. You know, it's like she was so happy when any of us had challenges with our children, because she was like, oh yeah, too bad for you, you know, because we gave her such grief as kids.
I even gave her grief as an adult. She messed with the wrong dude. This one fought back. Until I finally got it, that the only way there would be peace between my mother-in-law and me was if I made the peace. I had to give up my complaints about her to allow her to become the amazing human being that she was.
Yeah. I can see I have complaints about my daughter going around.
Well, your complaints about your daughter keep her in flux. If you want to, you know, and here's the thing, be different than you are right now, Tanya. Too late.
I can't.
If you can't be different than you are right now, how could she possibly be different than she is? She can't. She can only be exactly as she is. Now, if 3 principles of instantaneous transformation, you resist her being the way she is, you're stuck with it. Because anything you resist persists, grows stronger, and dominates your life or your experience of living. So that's where you're stuck, right? Second principle is life shows up the way it does. You know, in each moment, you can only be exactly as you are. Third principle, anything you see without judging completes itself in the moment you see it. Well, that irritation with your daughter for being a little bitch,
which is what you think.
That irritation.
She's laughing. You can't hear her, but she's laughing.
That's right.
She's being very quiet.
Yeah. That irritation that shows up when you resist her, you're stuck with that. If you allow yourself to see it and experience it, feel it, be there for it, that not as a manipulation, but there's this real potential for it to complete itself in her. See, if she's got nothing to resist, it falls away. Energy thrown into the universe will fall eventually.
It'll dissipate.
So like a fly rod, when I cast it, there's energy going out until the energy loses itself and then it falls down. But if I hit a wall of no, then the energy is stuck there. So when you say no to the way she's being, she's stuck in that place. So you're actually sticking her where you say you don't want her. That's what resistance, the way she's being, does.
Yeah.
If you allow her to be the way she is, as though you allow yourself to be the way you are, because you can't help it anyway. See, you can't help but be on this Zoom call right now because you are. Well, she can't help but be the way she is in any given moment. Now, if you allow that and, in fact, embrace her being the way she is rather than resist it, it can complete itself.
Yeah.
If you resist it, you perpetuate what you say you don't want.
Ah,
I mean,
thank
it's easy for
you.
me to say, you see.
I can just really feel the truth of that.
Well, it's easy for me to say because she's not my daughter.
And
But
she's not
also
pushing.
when you say when she's when you use the word bitch, you know, I judge myself for feeling that about her.
Yes, but you do feel that, you see.
I
And then when you
do.
feel that, you keep that in place and it comes out elsewhere. Like Shia doesn't generally call people bitches, but it's like
Yeah.
hovered right from the air, right from the ethos of Tanya. And speaking
And
of,
in your thoughts, even though you think you shouldn't think thoughts like that, you have that thought.
so
Yeah.
wait till you back to this conference in Washington, D.C., where you're going to present on child nutrition and hunger and all that stuff. And you're in a panel of esteemed personages, many of whom have doctorates. I guarantee you, one of the first things you're going to start thinking is that you don't have enough credentials. Look at all these other people.
I got something else for you, though.
Go ahead.
We were once at a party, and my then ex-sister-in-law had just gotten her master's degree in psychology or something like that. And she said, and now I'm going to get my doctorate, and then my father will listen to me.
And her father was there celebrating her master's. We were in town. We came, because we would co-parent with his ex-wife. And so we were there to celebrate that. She came up and she said that and walked off. It was as if, again, first of all, nothing is enough. And you have the idea, when I get that degree or when I get called to be on a panel, then I will feel secure. The more you allow yourself to have those insecure thoughts, experience that without making it be you, you're going to give yourself permission and everybody else to be great. Because if you're okay having these insecure, quote, thoughts and having them as if they're perfect, rather than resisting them, thinking, oh my God, I'm the least one here.
Well, those insecure thoughts that you are going to have is because you're around a lot of insecure people who happen to have doctorates. And they got the doctorates so they would feel more secure. See, if you really get down to it, their insecurity has driven them to produce mechanisms to keep them safe in their insecurity. So I have a doctorate, and people look up to me because I have a doctorate. They don't realize I'm insecure.
Right.
So you're going to have these insecure people pontificating as if they've got it together.
And insecure people, quote, listening, end quote, to this panel when they're there actually to promote their, there's often just not a lot of listening going on.
Anywhere.
However, your ability to listen
can transform that panel.
I love that. I love that. And like you say, that those insecure thoughts can come. I can just, that they
But
can
let me
come.
see. But those insecure thoughts will come, but they're not necessarily generated from you. They may be from the ethos that you happen to be part of at that time.
It's like walking into a bakery. You smell bread. Your clothes start to smell bread. like bread, that doesn't mean that you're the bread.
Yeah.
You know, there you could do like a smoke-filled room, but
Or you can do it like the zoo.
yeah.
I am not the elephants. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so true.
Oh,
I'm so happy you came to be here with us today.
great.
I'm so happy you're happy.
Hmm.
And you can blame it on your boyfriend being there, but I blame it on all the work you've done with us over the years, that you give yourself Costa Rica, that you come to seminars, that supports your discovering you're not the conversation you live with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm getting back to Pilates now. I've been on pretty much a hiatus due to my health.
Yeah.
But it's been so much fun to recognize that all the investment I've made over the years has sustained me. And I have a feeling that people sometimes lose sight of the investments they're making. You know, are you making investments in complaining? Are you making investments in listening to this podcast, attending seminars? Whatever it is you're doing, you're making investments and they pay off in the future.
The other thing is this: the environment you live in is based in change, not transformation. So you're the people you interact with every day are, for the most part, lost in change, lost in that they could never do enough, lost in the fact that this isn't it when it really is it. See, our lives are taking place in the current moment. It's not when you get somewhere else that things are going to get better. You can never move to a better place. You bring you with you. See, and if you're upset, then you bring your upsets wherever you are.
Yeah.
But if you've discovered how to be well in yourself, you see, and well in yourself happens when you're not in comparison to your environment, when you're not thinking, I ought to be doing something more, better, or different, when you're actually engaged in what you're doing like it's your idea. That's where the magic lives.
Yeah. I love the magic. You know, I was walking my dog yesterday morning and I bumped into a
Pippin?
friend.
Is it Pippin?
Yes.
Pippin, yes.
Yes, that's your dog, Pippin.
And I bumped into a friend and she, I don't know, we were chatting and she said something like, oh, you know, I feel like I'm thinking about this that I have to do, this that I have to do, this that I have to do. And I just wish I could be where I am. And I said to her, gosh, yeah, I really get that. I go to these seminars and have these podcasts that I listen to that really help me. And I didn't have a card on me, but we also talked about the fact she had a bad neck. And I'm a shiatsu therapist. So she said, oh, I want to come to you. When are you free? I said, well, actually, Friday, you can come. So she came and we chatted afterwards about transformation. And I've given her a card and invited her. And it was just, I've really got
What kind of card?
a card for this Being Here podcast.
Yes,
You
we have some podcast
business
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just really got that. What an amazing thing this is that I have to offer.
And you got it because you were sharing about it.
Yeah.
Because you don't really think about it when you're just going about your life. But when you bump into somebody who's trying to get their life together and you don't have the same old problems that you used to. In fact, you don't have any problems.
I mean, can you imagine just
Do you see that?
that slight blip of, oh, I wasn't as kind as I thought I should be to my daughter. This is not like raging fights that many people have with their 15-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for being with us today,
Oh.
Tanya. It's been a real treat.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Real treat.
Mhm.
Hey, you want to hear about transformation?
Mhm.
We've got one of our listeners about to tell you about what's happened in their life out of listening to being here.
This is Katie in Appleton. I have noticed a profound difference in my life since I started attending seminars with Ariel and Shia Kane, not only in New York, but also in Costa Rica. And also, they now offer Zoom seminars. My life has transformed. Um, I used to complain about things. I used to complain about my life. I used to listen to my thoughts. And now life unfolds and it's fun. And I interact with the people who show up in front of me or whatever shows up in front of me like it's my idea for being there. And it's exciting.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Our next Living Made Easy virtual seminars, where you can come and have interactions with us and lovely people like Tanya, are August 29th, which is a Saturday, and Monday the 31st. We're not in town for this following weekend. I have my, can you believe it, 50th high school reunion. So there we go. Also, upcoming Transformational Time and Project Management. That's our weekend seminar virtually also in September on Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and 27th. And then in person, we're heading a little closer to Tanya. We're doing Improv Your Way to the Moment in Hamburg, Germany, October 29th. And then Magical Relationships, which is on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, October 30th to November 1st.
And those weekend seminars are the prerequisite if you should choose to come to Costa Rica with us in 2027. And
that's what we're up to.
That's what we're up to.
So you are invited.
Now we have another guest.
Yes, let's take her. Also in the UK, we have Naz. Welcome to being here, Naz. Tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hello, Ariel and Shire. I am zooming in from Farringdon, Oxfordshire, England.
So how far away from Tanya are you?
About 25 to 30-minute drive.
Okay, Oxford and Oxfordshire. In the Shire. All right.
Definitely. I'm so happy to be here. And just your conversation with Tanya was moving. It popped something that I was feeling when I was coming on, and I feel it's still there, this self-doubt.
Well, you think you're going to get over that.
Yeah.
See, now, if you think you're going to get over it, you're lost. You're going to always have self-doubt in one form or another, except when you're fully engaged. See, when you're fully engaged in an activity, like listening, that's where listening is so cool. Where if you're fully engaged in listening, you can't worry about how you're doing because you're occupied. No two things can occupy you at the same time.
So if you recognize that self-doubt is not a problem, it's just a symptom that you're not fully engaged.
I
And
love that.
sometimes it's purposeful. It gets to buy you time. People take vacations in really crummy places a lot of the time. Like they're, you know, you want to be done doing what you're doing, you can step back and have some self-doubt, indulge in that in a while, and then you don't have to be doing anything but that.
Yeah.
Or you follow a thought while driving, have an accident, and now you got a whole bunch of other circumstances.
I like that.
And if you get physically damaged, then you got a whole bunch of other circumstances to deal with. So you don't have to deal with the thing that you set in motion in the first place.
That's so true.
That's
Oh
the
wow,
story
I've
of
not
most
seen.
people's lives.
I really love that. Yeah, and I, I'm just seeing right now in so many different ways how I do that. Just when I'm starting a new project, or for today, in today's example, I sent an email which was very factual and doubted that I did the right thing.
After you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to space yourself so you don't have to step into the next thing that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is that you can't unsend that email. You sent it. Did I do the right thing? Is an irrelevant conversation. It's a time eater so that you don't, as I was saying, have to jump into the next thing.
See,
It's hover.
we are subject to the thoughts of our mind and don't tell me what to do nature. So anything asked of you is seen as an imposition or any request upon your time and energy. Scratch my back. That's become that's a nothing burger. But if you're disturbed when Lauren says, "Will you scratch my back?"
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sure.
See,
Sure.
it's about embracing your life as it shows up in the current moment, because it doesn't show up to fit your preferences. It shows up the way it shows up, and your preferences usually are, no, I have this time designated for other things.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that is so on point. That's so accurate and so on point. And thank you. Yeah.
It's so funny. When I leave the house or via the garage, I frequently forget to turn off the light that lights the stairs to our basement, because you come through the basement to the garage. And so you walk downstairs from the kitchen into the basement, and you walk across a few steps, and then you walk through the door and up some steps into the garage. And there's a light switch there. And I notice that if I get in my vehicle and I look up and the light switch is, or the light is on, I missed it. Instead of driving off, I just get out and turn the light off. See, you can handle what needs to be handled. Even if you forgot to do it, you can just do it then.
And he can use it as an indicator that he was busy going somewhere rather than he was where he was, which is a great truing mechanism if you're about to drive and a vehicle that weighs thousands of pounds, because a lot of people get in accidents.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a matter of using everything in your life to true you to the moment.
Yeah.
Because it all argues for you. What if life is on your side rather than, you have some adversity to the way it's showing up. What if you start operating as if what's showing up is what you've required of your universe?
Oh, I've just got goosebumps when you said that. I've never considered that possibility. Thank you. Oh, wow. That's
Mhm.
exciting.
We were talking to someone recently who just realized they had quite a bit of money in their retirement account. And they have a family member who is basically broke. And it was interesting for them to see how they've invested in their life, created one possibility, and how their family member invested in their life.
One created wealth, the other created poverty. Now, why would an intelligent person create poverty? Well, if they're proving that their mother did it wrong,
Or their
raised them
father
wrong,
was
or
a jerk.
or their father was a jerk, then poverty is the result of poor parenting and total irresponsibility on the part of the recipient of that parenting.
Yeah. Wow.
See, your parents didn't do it right or wrong. You've engineered your life to show up as it is in current time. And any complaints you have about you are just an old recording where you've complained about you forever to yourself.
Yeah.
And you can never do enough, succeed enough, to prove to that mind of yours, because it's a machine and it doesn't give a shit.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't care. You can try to improve, but mine doesn't care. It's still going to call you an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, people have the mistaken idea that someday they're gonna graduate beyond that perfectly bad recording. That recording, in our first book, we had a chapter called Worms, Write Once, Read Many. It's a old acronym from early computer days. It may still be used, but when there were certain things in a computer program that were indelible, once it was written, it was complete. And every time you opened that program, for instance, you would read it as if it's new and it can't be changed. We have recordings like, I'm not good, I'm not doing enough, I'm lazy, I'm stupid, I'm fat, I'm whatever those negative things are. We have positive ones too, I'm sure. Negative, positive, it's all a part of change. You have the mistaken idea that someday that indelible recording will change.
But it doesn't.
It's a recording.
And it doesn't record you as who you are in current time. What's left in current time is experience. So you can either experience your life or talk to yourself and your thoughts about how you haven't done enough, what you're not good at, what you need to improve, and then you'll be normal.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
wow.
every once in a while, I'll send out an email, I'll come back, and I'll discover it had a typo in it or something that was missing. Well, it was perfectly done in that moment. That doesn't mean that there aren't things to update later. You can only be exactly as you are in any given moment, Naz.
Yeah.
So that complex thing you sent out, you should have sent it, that email. And how we know
is you did.
Yes. Yes, I did. That's so cool. Oh,
Maybe so are you.
oh, I just got goosebumps again, Shia.
Well,
Mm,
Yeah.
I've been known to do that.
you have for you. Woo! He's playing with my
Thank
neck,
you.
giving me goosebumps. Okay.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for being with
much.
us, Naz. Really, a treat
Oh,
being with you today.
Yes.
Mhm.
such a treat being with all of you, with you. Just brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to all of you for listening today. And again, if you want, you can subscribe to the podcast. You can share it with your friends. I know Tanya was talking about having a card. People who attend seminars, we create little business cards with QR codes so that they can
Access,
easily access
website.
the website. But you can do that yourself. Anything you like, you can create a QR code for, and you can carry it around in your wallet even. But the main thing is, if you feel to share yourself, if you get something from this podcast, then it's yours. You can share it with people. I find it comes to life for me when I give it away. You can find all our courses. You can sign up for the newsletter. You can even find the buttons to subscribe to this podcast at
Made easy.
transformation.com.
There you have it.
Okay, next week's episode,
Yeah.
war.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Episode is on war. We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And by the way, we're not talking about war in the world. We're talking about war within yourself. We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Being
being
here.
here.